In this video, I'm going to be talking about the best deals on cameras for Black Friday and Cyber Monday this year. But if you're new here, my name is Sean Cannell, and my passion is helping you build your influence and income with online video and YouTube. And in this video, it is the holidays, so we're going to be talking about some of the best deals for leveling up your gear, or maybe you're shopping for somebody for a camera and you're looking for some tech deals. That's what this video is all about. And so if you're here on the replay, thanks for being here. If you're here live, what's up? Dust, Drew, Everyday Tech. Let me know in the comment section if you shop online during the holidays. Do you shop for Black Friday? Do you shop for Cyber Monday? What are some of the deals you found, or what kind of gear are you looking for? Let me know and we will dive straight into this. Today, our topic is the best camera deals this year for Black Friday. And I've got 5 of them for you, a couple bonus deals to talk about, and I would love to do some camera related Q&A. I think we might be able to do even another video today about some other Black Friday deals. But if you have some Q&A about cameras, I would love to cover that in this video. And if you've been on a Think Media stream before, if you've seen our content, if you've gotten value, can you smash like, maybe share this with somebody, and let me know where you're watching from in the comments section. Again, if we're just meeting, my name's Sean. My passion is helping you build your influence with online video. And I'm not really going to be talking about my Black Friday strategies and Cyber Monday strategies in this video. If you want to check out a training, it's got my 5 best tips for how to make sure you get lightning deals, setting reminders on your phone, websites to make sure you can, price check. I have a video out, and I'll link that up on the YouTube card and put that in the description below with my best Black Friday tips and tricks. All right, camera number 1, the Canon M50. Yes. If you've been around Think Media for very long, that's I guess we should have counted down from 5, but that's my number 1 camera. I think the Canon M50 is the best all-around camera for YouTube, period. Sure, if there's different needs and wants there's other cameras, but for the average person, the average content creator, entrepreneur, business owner, whether you're a beginner or even like prosumer, you might have been doing this for a while. I mean, shoot, I've been doing this for a while, and I love to take my M50 with me when I travel on the road. The sale, 33% off, $300 off on Amazon. And one thing to note here is also that I've noticed Black Friday, while there are lightning deals, Cyber Monday, where there will be day of deals and they will end, usually people are stretching it because online shopping requires like a longer buying period. So I think you could probably see this deal throughout the holidays. $600 total with the kit lens, the Canon M50. And I love this camera. I think it's the ideal YouTube camera because you've got the flip screen, world-class autofocus, just track your face, use it in all kinds of different scenarios and settings. And it's not the cheapest camera in the world, but at $599 with a lens, it's pretty amazing. And so let me know if you've used the Canon M50 before, but that is my number 1 deal. It's happening right now, Amazon.com. And if you want to check out the updated prices, because I'm sure these prices could fluctuate, there's links in the description below to all of the cameras mentioned, as well as a few other videos and stuff as well. So we have a whole series. If you want deeper training on the Canon M50, there's a playlist, and we'll link that up as well. Number 2, the Panasonic Lumix GX85. Now, this is a pretty cool deal. Let me exit out of here. So you check this out. This camera's list price is $1,000. So we're at 50% off, and you get 2 lenses with this kit. You actually get the 12-32 and the 45-150. Now watch this. If you go on Amazon and you click just the camera and the 12-32, it's a $600 camera right there. But with the lenses, this is a $1,000 value, and it's $500. So you want to make sure you're on the 2 lens combo. That's where you're getting 50% off, $500 off on this camera. Pretty incredible. Now, the G85, I have a G7, so I haven't personally used this camera. I think Panasonic has the best budget 4K cameras. The only things to consider, like Sean, that versus the M50 or, things like that, is that this camera, it's got a lot of good things going for it. It's got IBIS, in-body image stabilization. It has no time limit. So as far as I've heard, you can record a lot of these DSLRs and mirrorless cameras have like a 30-minute time limit. So even if you wanted to use this for video production, like recording a seminar or something, so long as the battery doesn't die, which the battery life on this is pretty bad. But you can also get an external battery you plug into the wall. You would have no time limit, and then it would just be how much data can you fit on an SD card for how long you could record. And so that's pretty cool. You have proper 4K in this camera, but you don't have a flip screen. You have an articulating screen, but not a flip screen. And the camera certainly has limitations, but at $500 at 50% off with 2 lenses, this camera, and the other thing to say, is the autofocus of these just doesn't compare to Canon or Sony. So without a flip screen, I wouldn't really recommend this camera for YouTubers or solo content creators. But if you're more of like filmmaker behind the camera, you want that 4K, you maybe don't need to depend on the autofocus, which is contrast based, and you can just you want to shoot some filmmaking. It does do 60 frames a second at 1080. I mean, so does the M50. So it's just a great deal, but like something to consider if you're doing your research. That one's out there as well. Number 3, the Canon SL2. We've talked a lot about that here. Found this deal on Costco. It's on Costco.com. It goes through the weekend. $679 for a Canon SL2, a camera bag, an SD card, 3 lenses. You've got the prime lens, the nifty 50, which is like a $125 lens usually on its own. The zoom lens. This deal is insane. $679. Members only, warehouse pickup available. So sorry, like depending on where you're watching from around the world. In fact, let me know. Do you even recognize Black Friday? Like, where are you watching from? Are you shopping right now? And so, but just something to put on your radar. Now, if you compare that to the Amazon price, you can get the kit lens and the camera for $549 on Amazon. Great deal, by the way. That's 21% off, $150 off. They're probably never going to discount this camera too much because it's already such a great price. And I have a video out on the Canon SL2 versus the M50. One's a DSLR, one's a mirrorless camera. And so you've got both of those. But compare that, $550 for about $100 more. If you can grab this deal, you literally get a bag and 2 other lenses and an SD card. This might be the bundle of the season for beginning photographers, YouTubers, and even more advanced, because you got the flip screen, you got good autofocus, turn it to yourself, tap the screen, microphone jack, and you got everything you want. And then with all the different lenses, you could do, nature photography, hiking. You could shoot with the nifty 50 lens, by the way, this 50 millimeter 1.8 lens, you could get that really nice blurry background. And so that's a pretty great deal. And again, details in the description if you want to check out more about that. Number 4, the Logitech C922X. Now, this is a slightly different version than what I would typically stream on. That's just the normal Logitech. This one comes in at like $45, but the deal on the C922X is $50, 50% off. That's $50 off a $100 webcam. And really the one that this one is more for is for streamers and you want background replacement. So if you're doing Twitch, or even YouTube Live, maybe gaming, or you just want some of I believe it comes with kind of some software, and you can integrate it into Live and actually replace your background and do some creative things with it. This is a solid webcam. I think it's pretty similar to the one that I also recommend. And here's the deal. No excuses. Like if you've got a desktop computer, if you have a laptop computer, you might have a built-in webcam, or you probably do. This would still be an upgrade because a lot of times a built-in laptop webcam is terrible. So this is nice. Plug it right into your USB port. It's got a mic on it. And that's where I've done a lot of streaming. This is a much higher end setup here, but this setup is a couple $1,000s. We're talking about a $50 webcam. And you could plug it in, get a USB mic, maybe like this, and you could start doing YouTube Live. You could stream with OBS, stream on Facebook. Just a great way to be creating content, or maybe you just want to level up your live streaming webcam game. Pretty cool deal right there. Great savings at 50% off. And number 5, and I've got some bonus recommendations in just a moment. The Sony A5100 coming in at $400. This has been kind of a nice budget option for a while now. Really good autofocus points, good for photography. It has a flip screen, not to the side. It flips up to selfie. There's no microphone jack in this. Nolan Molt, if you've seen some of the stuff he's contributed to this channel, this is actually a camera he has kind of as a filmmaker because you can do 1080 60. And so it's $400. That's 27% off. And that's one of those ones that probably won't be ever discounted super heavily because it's just a kind of a staple entry level kind of camera for Sony. You see, here's the flip screen. But if you even go to just the base and maybe you could hustle to get the lenses you want for it, $348, and you've got a kind of flip to selfie, HD, really good looking video quality, really good looking photo quality, APS-C sensor, really good camera. No microphone jack. Again, we mentioned some cameras earlier, the SL2, the M50. That's why those were like really high up for me because they offer more of all of the features you want for YouTube. But maybe you want to vlog. There's going to be a small camera. Maybe also your budget is a little bit cheaper. For $400, you get the lens and the camera, and you could be creating a lot of YouTube content with this setup. So that is a great camera to check out as well. And so let me keep this thing going and recommend this as well. So those are the 5 cameras. I've got a couple bonus recommendations, but also if you want to go check out right now my Black Friday tips and tricks video, definitely watch that because there's lightning deals happening. I've already been shopping. I've got some SD cards. I already bought some hard drives. I'm looking at some lighting stuff. And so I'm watching the lightning deals that are coming in, and I'm preparing for 2019. In fact, just a tip, write down a list of the gear, maybe a dream list and a practical list. Maybe it's laptops, maybe it's something to edit on, maybe it's a desktop computer, maybe it's a new monitor. Make a list of the tools you need to create the content that you have and your vision for content next year. Check out this video for some tips on it. But here's a few bonus deals, and then we'll take a few questions. Adobe Creative Cloud has a Black Friday special going on. Normally it's $52 a month, but the sale is $40 a month, and you get all of their apps. They give you some online storage and a few other things, some cloud storage up to 10 terabytes. Kind of cool. But that's what I use. So I use Adobe Premiere to edit. It's what Omar edits on the Think Media team. It's what Nolan edits on. Adobe Premiere. I use Photoshop for all my thumbnails. I use Adobe Audition when we record voiceovers. And so this is if you're thinking about investing, you'd be committing to a year, I believe, to get that deal, but just something to note. And then this is pretty cool. First of all, this is a 400 gigabyte micro SD card. Here is an SD card holder, and here is a micro SD card. You can't even see it, right? It is like super tiny. This one I'm holding is 32 gigabytes. I didn't even know that this could exist. Like, how can this much data fit on this card? Well, when this card was new, it was $250, or when they launched it, but it's 68% off. It's $80 for the SanDisk 400 gigabyte micro SD card. Now, I'll tell you what I purchased in just a second, a little hack, but that's crazy. So what you can use with this is you could put it in a normal camera because you could put it in with the extender. It says it goes up to 100 megabytes a second. I mean, I'm using a SanDisk here. What you probably wouldn't use this micro SD card for is shooting a lot of 4K footage at a high bit rate on a Sony camera or something. But all day long, you could record on an M50, an SL2. Even though it's a micro, you just make it larger. And it's plenty fast for recording on my 6D Mark II and things like that. And 400 gigabytes, like you could shoot a year's worth of content. Like if you traveled the planet for an entire year, you could, you know what I mean? It's crazy. But check this out. So I was doing the math though, and they also have a few other sales. The 200 gigabyte card is $30, and the 400 one is $80. So what I did was I actually bought yesterday two 200s for $60, same total amount. And I also like the fact, because man, by the way, I've never had a micro SD card from SanDisk crash, but imagine if it crashed at month 9. You always got to back your stuff up. But I like having more than one card. So I bought two 200s for $20 less, but there's something about having the efficiency, I guess, and how cool. I mean, just a 400 gigabyte micro SD card is so crazy. So anyways, tell me what deals you've been looking at maybe you've seen this time. And let's answer a few questions. On Hawaii time, is it better to buy now or wait for Cyber Monday? That's a tough one. You know what I mean? Because it's like at some point you have to make decisive action. Typically, Black Friday is a little bit more about in-store, and it's a little bit more about clothing and home resources. Or actually, I should say this. Black Friday is usually more in-store, and Cyber Monday is more online. So Black Friday, like doorbusters at Walmart. Cyber Monday, Walmart's website. You know, it's like online. However, this is what I've learned. It's just expanding. It's kind of all blending together, and people are realizing like, if you just sit around all day, number one, you can miss the deal. But number two, like Amazon or whoever is not going to necessarily do something super crazy as far as discounts go. That's like they go slow and steady. I've noticed like it stays pretty consistent for like the weeks around this time if you really study it. However, definitely watch this video, Black Friday tips and tricks, because really the lightning deals, like some of the deals I talked about in this video, I think will be available all season. But the lightning deals, there's limited quantities and there's limited time. And if you're new to that, then check out this video here. And it also is maybe a good time to sign up for Amazon Prime if you haven't signed up, because that's how you get access to the lightning deals. Cooking with Fred. What's the difference between a mirrorless and a DSLR camera? Well, the simple difference is that a DSLR camera has a mirror and a mirrorless camera doesn't. That's why they call it mirrorless. So, I don't know if I don't have any cameras in reach. Can I leave? Is that okay to do in a live stream? You know, Sean's coming back. All right, so here's this Canon M50. You can just see the sensor right inside of the camera right there because there's no mirror. This is a Canon 80D, and you can't actually see the sensor. There's a mirror there. And so the mirror has to go out of the way for the content to be created. You know, the mirror reflects to your viewfinder so you can see the shot through your lens, whereas mirrorless cameras, the viewfinder is electronically produced because there's no mirror looking through the lens. You're just looking straight through the sensor digitally, if that makes sense. And so the difference typically, though, is that mirrorless is typically lighter. It also can be silent. There's like silent shooting modes because there's no mirror going cha-king, cha-king, cha-king. There's still a shutter. But anyways, so just a couple differences. Mirrorless is kind of taking over because if it can produce the same quality, but it can be lighter, you can have silent shutter, you can do a lot of different things, but both are still relevant. You know, when somebody says the difference between an M50 and a Canon SL2, well, one's an SLR, a digital SLR, and one is a mirrorless camera. And so that's kind of just a general overview and explanation of that. Eric's DIY Garage. I just bought the M50. What lenses do you recommend for vlogging? I think for vlogging, probably one of the most popular ones is going to be the wide lens. So it's a Canon M lens that is wide. Tell you what, there's a video if you check out. Just go to YouTube, type in best Canon M lenses, and I've got a video about it, and I'll go a little bit deeper into that training, and I'll tell you the exact model number for vlogging. It's going to be the 11 to 22 because this guy will go very wide, and that helps you as a storyteller to not just be able to have like a crazy wide shot, even if the camera is right in front of you, but you can also zoom in, so you sort of get Casey Neistat in a lot of ways pioneered using kind of an ultra wide and a bigger camera than a point and shoot, because most, like a G7X, for example, starts at 24 millimeters. So 11 and a G7X is like a point and shoot camera. You hold it up, selfie mode. And it's like here, you use this wide lens, it's like, boom, it's like the shot you're seeing. By the way, this is 12 right here on my camera, you know, and it goes to 35. So you can go to different kind of focal lengths. Sensor affects some things in that conversation that we're having, but there's kind of an overview. All right, so a couple other things that I want to put on your radar. First of all, thanks for hanging out on this video today. If you got value out of it, can you spread the word? Maybe let somebody know, or just smash the like button. Appreciate you being here. Question of the day: what camera do you currently use for creating content? What are you shooting with? And what's on your Black Friday list right now? What's up, Andy? Andy, thanks for being here from Australia. What's up, Jay Photography? And I'm excited to be connecting with you guys in some future videos. Oh, Hawaii time, I'm gonna hit the super chat. We have a Canon M50. What's the best lenses for low light indoors? We filmed in a restaurant the other night and it was kind of grainy. Yeah, if it's dark, definitely add a light, and a couple resources for you would be best cheap light YouTube would be like this Neewer light. I highly recommend. And I talk about the two different versions I like. It can be an on-camera light that you just kind of travel with, just like that. And then the other thing I would recommend is either the 22 millimeter, because it goes to f2. That's how you're going to be able to shoot in lower light, is a faster aperture. 22 millimeter f2 is the aperture, so that'll be good in low light. But the cool thing about a mirrorless camera is definitely I recommend getting the converter. For the Canon M50, get a Canon M converter it'll let you put full-size lenses on the camera. Adapter would be a better word. And that'll let you put, you can see this guy right here, $200, but here's a tip. $200, this will let you put EFS lenses or EF lenses on your mirrorless camera on the USM mount. Hit this use a new location up right here. See, this says no box and warranty, but it's used very good. $100 from, fulfilled by Prime. That's where I got mine. I get mine used. And you could get them on eBay. So a lot of times you can get them for about $100. So watch this. If you got this for $100, literally you pick this up. Now you're able to put this on. This one's like new. You got to check the retailer, but $100, same deal. Be like $105. So you get that, and then what you could do is you can get the Canon Nifty 50. So this would not fit on the Canon M50 natively because it fits on DSLRs, but with that converter it can. And it goes to 1.8. So to land the plane on this, you can get the 22 millimeter f2 for $220. Or you could buy the converter, if you could find it for $100, buy the EF50 1.8 for $125, maybe even get this one used, refurbished or something. And this one's like new, $100. Boom, $200 out the door, and you've got the converter and the 50 millimeter 1.8, which is a little bit better for lower light situations, filming in like a restaurant or whatnot. So that's what it comes down to, though, is adding some light or having an aperture that's fast. And the final thing is the sensor itself, but you already know you have the M50. Like a full frame camera does better in lower light, typically. And then depending on sensor quality, cameras can do better in lower light as well. And so, but question of the day, what camera are you shooting with? Let me see if I can check out. What camera are you using the most? Enforcer Man's using the iPhone X. Love that. And let's see. I bought the adapter for the M50. I love it. I use mine all the time. Nick, thanks for the compliment. Working on the lighting in here. And yeah, thanks so much for being here. We've got a lot of people using their smartphone to shoot videos. I love it. Fit Gamer, got the SL2 with the 50 millimeter and a 10-22. Legit. Working on getting the 24 2.8. That'll be a great lens. That 2.8 will look nice with that depth of field and that bokeh behind you. So anyways, thanks so much for being here. Question also, I'm thinking about getting together just a follow-up live stream. There's a few other things I'm pumped about on Black Friday. Let me know if you want me to jump on in maybe a couple hours. I would love to hang out more, maybe do some more Q&A. But in the meantime, keep crushing it, keep smashing it. What camera do you currently use for creating content? Tell me in the comments section. And if you're new here, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Click the screen for other videos from Think Media. And remember, this channel is all about bringing you the best tips and tools for helping you build your influence with online video. Keep crushing it, and we will talk soon.